You open a window or something?
Yeah.
You're too cold. If you open a window there, you want to move?
Sure. It's open.
It's open? Okay. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunatu Sahaviram Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 तथाप्याभाति कोऽप्येषः भावजीवनः यश्चिदाकाशे
अवश्यश्चिदाकाशे
together. तथाप्यभात्युकोऽप्येषः निजानभवजीवनः अवश्य यश्चिदाकाशे विचारार्कोदयावधिः. So even though this is not all right, it is little bit here, right? There we go. Yes, yes, wonderful. Yes, perfect. So, tathapi abhati, kopi, whatever this thing called ignorance is, abhati, it appears to shine, it appears to have me well under its grip. Tathapi means what? Even though it's not really there. Even though it ain't there, it has me under its grip. This is the funny thing, this ignorance. And what is its makeup? It's a feeder. It feeds off your uncertainty. The ajnanam feeds off of the uncertainty of the I notion, the ahankara, and gets fat, gets very strong, overpowers, feeds off of uncertainty, feeds off of diffidence, feeds off of hesitation, feeds off of fear. In other words, all of that we talked about in the previous class, it can be summed up into one word, vichara abhava. Abhava means the wrong vichara, lack of proper thinking and also wrong thinking. If I understand this, terrible things are going to happen. So better to be unenlightened. Better to be an ajnani. Really? Yes. Why? Because at least it's familiar. I know what it's like. But you're miserable. Yeah, but I know that I'm miserable. So this way the ahankara is kept treading water all the time. So, therefore, vichara abhava jivana. So, if avichara or durvichara means wrong inquiry, avichara means no inquiry. If that is the cause of the ajnana getting very, very, very strong, what is the cause of the opposite? What is the opposite condition? What do we have to do? Starve. Vichara means to starve this ahankara of attaching to all these notions. Notions, they are all notions. Who said this is the only way? Nobody said this is the only way, No, there are many, many ways. Okay, go then. Go find them. No problem. This is not some kind of a cult. No, no, it must be a cult. Yeah, it's neither occult nor a cult. Okay. So, no, 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 this is something. What if I get, what if I come under the grip of bondage? Who is saying? Is the one who is feeling bound saying? Yes. You're already feeling bound, no problem. So, this way, we have to outwit the ahankara by starving it of wrong notions or absence of inquiry. So, tathapi abhati kopi eshaha. Whatever this thing is, without a name, without a form, this ahankara, because you cannot say where is the ahankara located. Prashtuhu swarupe eva, Adi Shankara said. The one who asks where is the ahankara located is the ahankara talking. Yeah, so ahankara has no location. That's why it is very difficult to understand where it is. It is exactly where you feel hurt, where you feel slighted, where you feel ignored. That is the ahankara attack. That's how we can say. Wherever you sense it, that is where it is. And uh, so the vichara is the antidote. And so how to make this vichara the antidote is given through a very beautiful imagery. How long will this state of affairs last? What is the state of affairs? Of not, of being under the space of the, sorry, not space, spell of the ahankara. So, how long will it last? Now, having finished the saggy and baggy discussions, we come to foggy. I'm not making it up. Avashyaya means fog. Yeah, literally. See, I do make up a few things, but this is not one of them. Fog. Avashyaya means fog. So this is the fog of ignorance. Avashyaya, where? Chidakashe. So when there is fog in the sky, what happens? How long does the fog last? Hello, show me at least one sign of light. Abba, till the sun rises. Till the sun rises, fog has got rain. Not R-A-I-N, okay? R-E-I-G-N. The fog has rain. The fog has a kingdom until the sun shines. When the sun shines, what happens? The fog dissipates. So too the fog in the head, in the form of ignorance, in the space of the chit, in the chit space, which is I. What am I? Chit. But then I don't understand I am chit. Why? Because there's a little fog. It's a little foggy. Many places, in many cities, I have seen the coffee shops are called fog city. And fog, is it something like that? It's a transference. The fog is here, but I go there to get rid of the fog which is here. So this fog, what is this? The inner fog in the sense of no vichara, no enquiry, and wrong vichara, wrong enquiry. All the hopelessness, the restlessness, the fear. What if I understand this? Oh my God, can I stand the transformation? Or what if I don't understand this? Can I stand the disappointment? So this whole continuum and everything in between, this is what is the fog. And then the sun is coming over the horizon. And what is that sun? Vichara Arkaha, the sun of correct enquiry. Vichara Arka Udayaha. Vichararko Dayavadhi. It is not Vichararko and Daya and Vadhi. No. Vichara Arka Udaya Avadhi. Vichara enquiry. proper inquiry, self-inquiry. Arka, the son of. Vicharasya arkaha, vichararkaha, the son of self-inquiry. Udayaha, vichararkasya udayaha, vichararko udayaha. Udayaha, the rise of the sun of self-inquiry. Avadhihi means until such time that the sun of self-inquiry does not rise, Ahankara has got a big rein, has got a long rope to play. It's like one of those, what are those mythical creatures? They cannot stand the sun. They go in the underground. Dracula, yes. Vampire, yes. So Ajnanam is like a vampire. Blood-sucking Dracula. Yes. The blood of proper thinking and sanity sucks. But then you show it the light, it melts, it just goes away. Cannot handle it. So to Ajnanam, we don't have to worry about, because it's just a little foggy outside, that's all. And the fog, we don't get depressed at seeing the fog, because we know that it is time bound. As soon as the sun comes out, fog gone. As soon as the enquiry takes place, the inner fog of Ajnana. What is Ajnana? Self-ignorance. Self-ignorance, Atma Ajnana, is also gone. So Avadhi means until which time the rise of self-inquiry does not take place, ignorance reigns supreme and creates havoc also, because it doesn't know how to rule. It doesn't know what to do. And it's a very precarious thing. And as I told you in the earlier class, it's not just ignorance. It is, make the volume a little more. So it's not just ignorance. What is it? It is the spin-off of ignorance. These days, the television shows have spin-offs. Somehow they have to make money. That's all it is. Yeah. So it's not enough to have, you have some of the same characters. If it's a sequel, nobody will come to see, because part 2 is always worse than part 1. Everybody knows. Nobody will go. But you say, spin-off. Oh, okay. Let's see, something new. So this Ajnanam, if I don't know, I am Chit. If I don't know, I am everything. And if I don't know that I'm not a samsari, it's not a big deal. If I don't know, I don't know. Even the dog doesn't know that I'm not subject to samsara. Does the dog know? No, the dog doesn't know. Dog is happy being what it is. If somebody says, my dog is depressed, you ask them one question. What? How long has it been with you? that answers everything. So, that is all it is. A dog is not depressed. Dog has only ajnana. All animals, they are in the field of God, in Bhagavan's Srishti. They only don't know themselves, but here we have a double problem. The jiva does not know itself and therefore comes to myriad of wrong conclusions about its nature. That second twist, ajnanam with a twist, is there only for the human being, not for any other life form. Because all other life forms do not violate the flow. Ishvara's laws, they do not violate. The oak tree doesn't say, what is this forest? I'm sick of forest view. I'm going to take me and my babies, move to the beach. Doesn't say that. Doesn't say that at all. So like this, they all follow the laws. They do what they are supposed to do. If a dog bites, it's supposed to bite. How else will my prarabdha be exhausted otherwise? It's supposed to take a nice chomp out of the ankle. That's how my prarabdha is exhausted. I suppose there are all these biting things are made that way only. These snakes and what are those other things? Lobsters and crabs, scorpions, all biting things. All kinds of biting things are there. And then there's a whole slew of things you don't even see without a microscope. In the microscope, they all have wonderful colors. Corona virus, how beautiful it looks, really. So pretty it looks. But it is pretty damaging. So all these things exist. They exist within the flow of the universe. We are the only life form that violates this flow. Shame on us, really. We don't go in the flow. We don't know how to go with the flow. We have to meddle in everything. We have to meddle in the environment and mess it up. And then look for other planets to move to. Now they are thinking of building condos on the moon. We are not happy with spoiling this planet. Now we want to go and, build condos on the moon. Then whatever we can mess up, we mess up. First, we saw off the branch upon which we are sitting. And then how come I fell? What happened? This is called self-sabotage. Then not content with spoiling my own life, I want to spoil the life of others around me also. By trying to control them. I love you. So what? Sit down. Therefore, we need to sit down. I love you. So what? Shut up. Don't talk. I love you, so therefore you have to behave exactly according to my expectations. This is how we lead our lives, which is completely diverging from the flow that is Bhagavan. So ajnanam is common. Ajnanam means what? Ignorance. Ignorance of the self is common in all beings, but in the human being, it has a twist. What the Mandukya Upanishad calls anyatha jnanam. Meaning, jnanam is there, but that because I don't know myself, therefore I am free enough. Since there is free will, I am free enough to come to various conclusions about the nature of the I. Nobody loves me. Who told you? Somebody told you that? No, I am sure. How are you sure? That person looked at me in a certain way. So go find out why they looked at you in a certain way. And you will find that it had nothing to do with you. They were laboring under their own problems. And so this way we come to certain conclusions because we have vikshepa projections. We project a layer of subjectivity based on our own misinterpretations, based on our own prejudices, preferences. Those are the raw materials, and also memories. The last time somebody looked at me like that when I was 5, that was not a good thing. So now also they are looking at me like this. So that is that is a certain pratyabhigya. That is a certain connection that I have to the past, which may not be true at all. And okay, looking at me a certain way is a problem. Then what else is a problem? This person doesn't look at me at all. That's another. Another problem. Once somebody said, you never look at me in the class. You look at everybody else, but you don't look at me. And now I'm not feeling the love. Yeah, I'm not feeling the love at all. I said, I would love to look at you. But you always come and sit behind the tallest person in the class. What can I do? I am helpless. True story from this very room. Yeah. So, from a long time ago. So, this is what I then the person was just like, oh really? Yeah, that's true. I do sit behind this person. I had never noticed it. Why do I do that? I said, that's something you have to think about. Why you do that? So this is all this subjectivity. This is the so ajnanam is not a problem. The ajnanam, the spin-off of ajnanam called subjectivity is that which makes this life foggy. And this is the fog of subjectivity. Nowadays, we know this very well. What is that? Brain fog. Brain fog. What else is it called? Sometimes it's called COVID fog because after people have COVID, there is some way in which thinking doesn't happen properly. Yeah. The synapses just don't connect. And everything is very, very slow. I am awake, I think. Yeah. So that is called what? COVID fog or post-COVID fog. Then there are various varieties of brain fog. And so, since we are familiar with the term, this is what? Ignorance fog, self-ignorance fog, fog bug, whatever it is. And then, how long does it last? As long as you do not do inquiry. The sun of inquiry rises and the ahankara vampire melts. The ahankara which causes havoc when it is not inquired into. That's why it's called avichara sundaraha. When it is not inquired into, it looks very put together. It looks very strong. Like that story, Wizard of Oz. So everybody thought this wizard is some huge person. It turned out to be some small, frightened fellow behind a curtain. It's exactly this ahankara is like that. Scaredy cat. And so, what do we need to do? We need to let the sun rise. And how do you let the sun rise? By keeping on taking classes. It's the only way, no other way. A committed exposure to this. Let this Vedanta have a chance. Don't write it off. Let it operate upon you. Even though right now you may be feeling, why am I here? Nothing is happening. That is not you talking. That is the subjectivity projecting. And so let that, just watch that. Get to the place of Sakshita. And so this is a very nice verses. What verse is it? 17. Yeah, so 17 is a beautiful verse about the 16 and 17 are beautiful verses about Ajnanam. Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha. Okay. So until the sun of right inquiry rises, what happens? This thing keeps on persisting. The subjectivity and its own projection keeps on persisting. And why does it persist? Because the I is not something completely unknown. Because you can't have projections on an unknown I. Because it's not seen, it's not known. If the I is fully known, then also you cannot have a projection. Can you have a projection on a known I? No. I know I'm Satchidananda. Where is the question of projection? When does the projection take place? On a partially known I. Like our stock example. What is that? Rope snake. Rope snake. On an unknown rope, I cannot project the snake. On a known rope, I cannot see the snake. When do I see the snake? When I see something like this. In dull light. And then when I shine the light, then I see that it is not really a snake. Similarly, the Atma is a sitting duck for misrepresentation of all kinds. It's a sitting duck of wrong notions, wrong ideas, wrong thoughts. And so because it is partially known. Partially known means what? We ask our famous question. What is that? Are you here?
Yes.
Nobody says partially yes. Everybody says yes. Everybody says yes. But don't ask the next question. Who are you? What are you? Don't ask. Because that's trouble. That's a lot of trouble. Because then I will say I'm an idiot. That's all I know. Why? Because everybody thought I was an idiot. That must be true then. And so, like this partially known I becomes the landscape for various projections. So now, after having finished this in verses 16 and 17, 18 and 19 have a different topic. 18 and 19 talk about the nature of this Jagat. What is this Jagat? This manifest reality vis-a-vis the Atma. What is this Jagat? And so what is this Jagat? Jagat means this whole reality. What is it exactly? That is what is these verses talk about. Very beautiful verses. Atma Jnana Mahanidra Jrimbhite Smin दीर्घस्वप्ने स्फुरन्त्येते स्वर्गमोक्षादिविभ्रमाः टुगेदर आत्मा ज्ञानमहानिद्रा जृम्भते स्मिन् जगन्मये दीर्घस्वप्ने स्फुरन्त्येते स्वर्गमोक्षादिविभ्रमाः. So, Atma Ajnana. This Atma Ajnana, more about the Atma Ajnana. So, this Atma Ajnana is a Mahanidra. Nidra, sleep. Mahanidra, long sleep. Kumbhakarna, sleep. Kumbhakarna was the brother of Ravana, could not be woken up. You could not wake him up even if you paid him. He would just not wake up. He just did not know how because it was Ishvara's boon, Lord Shiva's boon, that he went to sleep like that. He was tamasic, of course, full of tamas. And with great difficulty, Ravana, his brother, stood on one leg and did lot of austerities. And with great difficulty got two boons from Lord Shiva. And being a loyal brother, he said, you know what? Half. One boon for me, another boon for you. Lord Shiva is going to manifest. You ask. He says, who is Shiva? What? What I have to ask? What is this? This is how he was. Very lackadaisical and tamasic to begin with. And he was always kind of lazy, slothful, half asleep the whole time. Ravana knew what you have to ask for is Nitya, Moksha. Nitya means always. He gives him a suggestion. Ask for Nitya when Lord Shiva comes. That fellow, when Lord Shiva came, he said, Nidra. Tathastu. So be it. Nidra means sleep. Nitya, Nidra is similar. So, and right there he fell in a heap. Ravana was very cross. He said, look at what you've done. How am I going to get him home? It's like moving a mountain. Ravana was very cross. Take it back. He says, I can't take it back. Once the boon is given, I can't take it back. What shall I do? Use the boon that you have for yourself to get him out of this mess. Very reluctantly and angrily, Ravana uses his boon to get a mitigation of this. He says, okay, I use my boon to get mitigated out of this. See, they say Lord Shiva is gullible. Not very gullible. because Ravana wanted world domination. So, but instead he had to clean up his bro's mess. So then he said, do something, mitigate this. I have to at least take him home. So, because he's lying like a mountain, like a small mountain. How am I going to get him home? Where is the wheelbarrow big enough to take him? So, use the next boon to wake him. And since the boon had already been given, 6 months he would be awake and 6 months he would be asleep. So Mahanidra is like Kumbhakarna's Nidra. Nothing could wake him up. Nothing at all. They tried everything, megaphones, hot oil in the ears. That's why he's called Kumbhakarna. Because his ears, were like jars. He was a huge fellow. If he himself is like a mountain, the ears were like jars, big jugs. And then, so this one is in a deep and a long sleep. What is this long? What is the ingredient of this long and deep sleep? Atma Ajnanam. Read that. Atma Jnanam. Don't say Atma Jnanam. There is a long A. Atma plus Ajnanam. Atma Jnanam. Atma Ajnana Mahanidra. The long deluded sleep of what? Self-ignorance. Okay, let me sleep. What is it to you? I am in denial, or I am in, what is that called? Self-ignorance. Let me have my self-ignorance. So for them, if anybody has this kind of a question, the next thing is told. Jrimbhate asmin jaganmaye jrimbhate gives rise to the projection in the form of this, the modifications in the Jagat. You mean I am creating the universe? Not quite. You as Ahankara are not creating anything. So I as Ishvara am creating everything? No. You as Ishvara are also not creating anything. Where is this creation coming from? That is exactly the author's question also. So up till now we were on one level, then suddenly he has taken off. SpaceX, that thing that goes into space and comes back. Suddenly taken off. To talk about the veracity of this universe. This universe is a projection of self-ignorance. This is a very big postulate. It's a very big thing to say. The universe is a projection of self-ignorance. What do you mean? The tree that I see outside of my window is a projection of self-ignorance. And the flowers are a projection of self-ignorance. And all the people that I love in my life are a projection of self-ignorance. What do you mean? Not quite. That's not what is talked about. The entire world of my own projections is a projection of self-ignorance. The subjective projections are a projection of these two ways to understand this. The first way is easier, so let us go with that. My own subjectivity is a projection of my self-ignorance. So like in sleep, what happens? I don't know anything. And then the sleep morphs into dream, Ardha Vikasa. And then in that dream, I project a universe of names and forms and notions. This is how it is. This is where I am going. And I'm being chased by a tiger. Am I being chased by a tiger? No. I'm comfortably in the bed. But I'm running in the dream and I'm breathless and I'm about to die either of a heart attack because I've been running so fast, or I'm going to be the dinner of the tiger. Death is staring at me in the face, and I am so frightened. Thankfully, I awaken out of this terrible nightmare. And then I find what? No heart attack, no death imminent, no tiger. It's all what? A projection, my own projection. So, that is one way to understand this. Atma Ajnana Mahanidra Jrimbhate Asmin Jaganmaye. This Jagat in the form of a vikara, like a modification of my own projection, is there because I do not understand this Jagat as Ishvara's projection. We'll see both the things there. I don't understand it or respect it as Ishvara's Srishti, and so Ishvara's Jagat, on top of the Ishvara's Jagat, I have my own overlay. I too come to conclusions. I too can create what? Confusion. And so I do that. This is one way. And so as a result, what happens? Various pursuits start to shine. That looks like a good idea. Why don't I go there? Projection. Going there will give me so and such a thing. Projection. If I go there, I'll have satisfaction. Projection. Why? Because you are the source of satisfaction. That too is a projection. Oh, I'm not going to go there because that is a place of fear. Projection. In fact, anything that you say about the I is a projection. Anything that you can say about the I. Atma is beautiful. Projection. Have you looked at it? No. Keep quiet then. Yeah. Atma is ugly. And now there's a new word. Ugly. What is that? Yeah, I don't know what that means. But anyhow, so then there is all these new words. Funny and ugly, maybe. I don't know. So then Atma is ugly. Did you see that? Did you see Atma? No. Okay, keep quiet. Atma is very active. Yeah, really? It came and told you? No. And so all these are notions. And various pursuits are born because of this vikshepa. So first there is laya. Laya means ignorance. Laya and vikshepa go together. Laya, the ignorance. There is no knowledge. So that laya here is called Mahanidra. And in that Mahanidra, in that laya, the laya becomes the surface, the raw material for what? Vikshepa. Projections. All kinds of funny projections about myself, about others, myself as a jiva, as a small little being who doesn't matter, projection. About other jivas, this one is an idiot, I don't know why that one is here. And all these things, projections about others, projections about the Jagat. The world is a dangerous place. Projection. No, the world is a very safe place. Projection. Yeah, the burglars love such people. Yeah. So, you become a dream of all the robbers. Dream target. That's also a notion. Projection. So projections about I, projections about others, projections about the world, and projections about Ishvara also. God is a He. He came and told you? Yeah. God is in heaven. At once formless. But is a He. Projection. Formless has a gender. Formless requires a location. And some other people say, no, 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 God is only she. No, he, only she. Projection. Everything. Anything that you say about this is a projection. And then some other funny projections are there. Bhagavan, Ishvara is not fair. Why not? Because I'm not getting what I want. It's a projection. So like this, I weave this whole universe. Anything that I say about myself, about the universe, about the source of the universe, is all a notion. Everything is a notion. And so the raw material for this notion is the Mahanidra of Atma-Ajnana. Jrimbhate means spins, creates of this Jagat. What does it create? Let us see. Creates a long nightmare. Dirgha swapne spuranti. Dirgha means really long. Creates a really long nightmare. And in this nightmare, there are two pursuits. In this nightmare, nightmarish projection of the universe, based upon my own ignorance, I have created two pursuits in this long nightmare, which is an unending nightmare. Sometimes the dream is like that. You think, oh, when it's even in the dream, you're a little bit aware. Oh my God, I've been having this dream for a really long time. When is this going to end? Then you go to sleep and the dream continues. Spin off, part 2, sequel, everything starts. Projection. So two pursuits shine. Why do these two pursuits shine? Because these are the general pursuits. One pursuit is called pravritti. Pravritti means I want to go towards such and such a, what is that called? Goal. Pravritti, going towards. Why pray will you go towards something? I will go towards something because I lack that. I don't have that. You happen to have that, so I'm going to come towards you to snatch it off away from you. So that it belongs to now, it belongs to me, not to you. Projection. So this is the world of pursuits, pravritti. All kinds of experiences come under this. All kinds of lack and lack-driven pursuits. In other words, lackluster pursuits. Pursuits which lack luster. Because this is not true. I am complete. I am fullness itself. I am whole. I am a non-demanding, non-wanting, objective person. Accommodative, compassionate person. But in this long nightmare, that I have projected, I meaning the Atma Ajnana has projected this Jagat of nightmare, this nightmarish Jagat. In that Jagat, what am I? The opposite of everything that I said. I am a wanting, demanding, needy, greedy person. Complaining person all the time. In this understanding, in this dream, in this nightmarish dream. So if I'm a wanting person, if I'm a lacking person, what will I do? I can't stand to be a lacking person. So I want to remove the lack by having various pursuits. In the life itself, there are various pursuits. You just go outside and see people are so busy. You go and sit in the train station. You go and sit in an airport. Then you wonder, where are all these people going? Then you immediately stop wondering because they're also, then you realize they're also thinking the same about you. But really, then you're sitting in traffic. Then you think, where are all these people going? Clogging up the road. What's wrong with these people? Where are they going? but they're going somewhere. Like a cities of ants. Ants, one ant never comes. It's always along with friends. And you watch the ant carefully. I had some, what should I say, occasion to do that. Watch the ants. And this one was so busily going. I said, where are you going? It didn't answer me. Then I put my finger on its path just to see. It went over my finger. So busy it is. Going somewhere. We are also like that. Sleeping this long sleep, this nightmare of this long sleep of ignorance bursts forth into a projection of a nightmarish life filled with various kinds of pursuits. Artha, insecurity. I feel very insecure. What? So quickly I have to douse off this insecurity. What will you do? I just have to make a friend. I have to earn some money. I have to go somewhere. I have to get something. I have to get married. To whom? Another insecure person, of course. Yeah. They're all pursuits. Insecure plus insecure, doubly insecure. Yes. Pravritti. These are all called pravritti, going towards something. And then what else is there? So I don't have this. I have to get this. I don't have that. I have to get that. Even dharma becomes a pursuit. Dharma becomes an indirect pursuit. I want other people to be nice to me. Will they be nice to you if you are not nice to them? No. So therefore, I'm forced to be nice to them. All these pursuits. Running. So much so that even for 5 minutes, the person cannot sit quietly with themselves without this restlessness. Then the pursuits, the author says, does not stop in this life. It includes even the afterlife. In fact, even in some sects of the Hindu tradition and in other religions also, this life is just a bus stop for the afterlife. You're just biding your time in order to get to the afterlife. What matters is the afterlife. And you can't wait till the afterlife. How do you get the afterlife? By dying to this life, you get the afterlife. And there also, we see so many kinds of heavens are there. We have 7 heavens. Yeah. Bhuh, Bhuvah, Suvah, Mahaha, Tapaha, Janaha, Satyam. 7 heavens we have. And each one is better than the other. And depending on your karma, here you will go to various rungs of celestial life, with Satyam Brahmaloka being the highest. What happens in Brahmaloka? You sit in front of Lord Brahmaji, the creator of the universe. Oh, really? Oh, what is he doing? He's teaching Advaita-Makaranda. Then you have a deja vu. Yeah. How do you go to Brahmaloka? You have to stop having a life, first of all. If you want to go to Brahmaloka, I will tell you exactly what you need to do. You need to be doing yajna all the time. Yajna means fire rituals. So much so, even in sleep, you are putting ghee in an imaginary fire. Like this, the hand should be going even in deep sleep. That many yajnas you do for half the day. Oh, the other half the day I watch Netflix? No. Other half the day you do upasana, deep meditation. Yes. What about my life? That is your life. But pursuit is there. This is the pursuit. This is how people want to go. They want to go places which include heaven, various heavens. This is how, and this is the highest rung of heaven, and this is what is that? Swarga. And people think going to heaven is permanent. Cannot be permanent. That which is permanent can never be away from me. Think about this logically. If there is such a thing called limitless, if there is such a thing called permanence, if it is away from me, it is impermanent. Naturally. We also have many heavens. We don't say it is permanent. We say you go with your traveler's checks. You go with your credit card. And what is the credit? Punya, good works done here. Earn you a place in heaven, a selfie with Indra, click, click, smile, and then what? Kshine punye, when the punya goes away. Punya is spent, literally. The good works turn into some kind of an invisible currency which allows you to have pleasant experiences. When the currency finishes, then you are back. It's like a game of, what is that called? Snake and ladders. No, snakes and ladders. So multiple games. Oh, the dice. 5. Oh, tick, 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 tick. 5. Ah, good. 6. Oh, very nice. 6 plus 5. Now I'm on 11. 35, 45. Yeah. And then on 99, there is one Maha snake, which takes you back to 1. You are on 98. You pray. Oh Lord, let there not be 2 snake eyes. 2, let there not be 2. 2. You know? Let there not be, yeah, you are on 97. 2, 99. Back to square 1. That's how the expression came. This is exactly the pursuit of heaven. Pursuit of heaven-like pleasures in earth and pursuit of heaven. Some people like musical heaven, where the Gandharvas live. Whole day you keep singing. Why? Don't ask. That's how they are. Whole day they keep playing instruments and singing. It's like those, what is that? These 10-day music festivals and all that go on. It's like that. It's a permanent music festival. And then there is the world of ancestors. That's the ancestral heaven. You can go there also. And how to go there is all given in the book of the Vedas. Nobody has asked, why do you want to go there unless you come to Vedanta? Then only we ask the question, why do you want to go there? I want to impress my friends. Well, your friends won't know that you are there. No, but I want to see what it is like. Why? Because I have a sense of incompleteness within myself. I have to go there. So the going places includes afterlife also. What is this? Vibhrama. Brahma means delusion. Vibhrama means a special delusion that you have earned, a special delusion. So this is what is called pravritti-based pursuit, vibhrama. Vibhrama, delusion centered on pravritti-based pursuits. Then, if you read the verse slowly, Swarga, and what is the word after Swarga? Moksha. Uh-oh. Moksha is a delusion. What am I here for? Why did you wait so long to tell me? In full transparency, you should have told me on day 1 of the retreat. You waited half the time to tell me that moksha is also vibhrama. This is how the Vedanta teachers get you. They don't tell you everything at once. Yeah, because one is not ready for it. Here he thinks by the 19th verse or 18th verse, you're ready for this level of discussion. How is moksha vibhrama? How is moksha a delusion? Because that I am bound, the notion that I'm bound is a delusion. Moksha means the freedom. So therefore, I need to be free is also a delusion. I am never bound. So why do I need to be free? Who is bound? That person needs to be free. If I'm not bound, I don't need to be free. So freedom is already my nature. See what Ajnana Nidra does? The sleep of ignorance creates a projection that I am bound. And so the bound person wants moksha. And the bound person convinces himself, herself, see, all the people are running after Swarga. Me, I am a good Vedanta. I have come to Vedanta class to free myself. I am better than everybody else. Vibrama. Much more there is to talk about it. This will be tomorrow. Great. So I'll say the closing prayer and we'll open it up for some questions. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Questions? Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I didn't know. Is there a meaningful distinction to be made between something that is a delusion versus something that's, I guess, a straightforward perception? Or are we taking most perceptions to be delusion?
Most perceptions are delusions. Yeah. Because they are vitiated by one's own subjectivity. Anything that you can say about something, especially about the I, it's a notion. And a notion is always contested. A notion can be critiqued. A notion is superseded by another notion, like that.
So,
Every research is also like that.
yeah. So then is it unfair to say that all perceptions are delusions?
Yes, it's not unfair.
It's not unfair.
It's not unfair at all. That's where he's going. I haven't gone there yet because I don't want to lose the audience. Yeah. Yes.
In the wake up stage only, we see some says the fruit,
Yes.
feel it,
Yes.
eat it, we
Yes.
enjoy it. It's an
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
But can you say it's negative? Can you say it's not? So when we have those things, experience, those experience, if you say it's false, can you say, are you saying that it's
We are
false?
not saying it's false. We are saying it's a dependent reality. So if in the waking state, if I enjoy a piece of fruit or whatever, I enjoy a nice mango, then I enjoyed this mango, I had a good time, everything is nice, wonderful. That's an experience. We make a lot more out of the experience. We distort that experience either to say without that I'm incomplete or with that I'm complete. Both of those are notions. We are not denying the experience. Mango experience was there. Okay? Mango experience is dependent upon I. So the experiencer experienced divide is mithya. Ultimately, there is no experiencer, the experienced divide except on this order of reality. When I think about the I is free of all divisions, including that of doer and done in, or experiencer and experienced. That is also mithya. Mithya doesn't mean false. Mithya means a dependent reality. The dependent reality, I take it to be an independent reality. That is the problem. That is exactly what the problem is. Yes.
Maybe I didn't hear right about dharma.
Dharma, yes.
Is it ignorance or it's Is it real?
No, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
the Purushartha. It's all Purushartha. It's a pursuit. Dharma is a pursuit. And any pursuit is because of self-ignorance. That's what it is. It's not right or wrong. We are just looking at it factually. Any pursuit is because of self-ignorance. Why is dharma connected to self-ignorance? Because I want people to be nice to me. I want them to open the door when I walk near the door. I want them to say hello. I want them to say goodbye. I want them to ask me, have you had a nice day? And they won't do that for free. I have to do that to them, then only they will reciprocate. This is dharma. I don't want to be stolen from. Therefore, I don't steal from you. Unwritten. Even though these are codified as laws, dharma becomes dear to me as a pursuit indirectly. Nobody says, I love to be dharmic. In fact, nobody will say that. Who wants to be dharmic? Nobody. But I want everybody else to be dharmic towards me. But that I cannot do unless I am dharmic towards other people. That's why it is a universal, unwritten matrix of norms that we as a society have decided to follow to coexist peacefully, because you can't keep calling the police every time. Certain things we police ourselves. That is dharma. Self-policing, self-regulating, mutual regulation of behavior is dharma.
Same question.
Mm.
See, fire, if you take heat is the dharma of the fire. So,
Heat is the dharma of fire, okay?
say if there's a fire, the heat
Yeah,
will get it.
yeah, heat is the
So
dharma
for
of fire,
the
okay?
human pursuit, what's the dharma?
No.
Because it's being kind, or because is there
No.
any general universal thing saying that expectation or kindness, is it the dharma of that thing, or doing good things? Because sometimes
No,
it
that is a-
karma, more taksha kama also you say.
Yeah,
So what is that? Is that
according to this verse, which we are studying, all that is not at all pertinent from the standpoint of the I, which is free of all pursuits. Okay? But if you are asking the question from the level of the transactional or the empirical reality, like what is it that I should pursue? Let's say there are 4 pursuits given. Purushartha, they are called. Sarvaihi, Purushaihi, Arthyate. This which is desired by all beings, whether one is American or Asian or whichever, wherever one is born, doesn't matter. These are the 4 universal pursuits. One is I want people to be nice to me, therefore I am nice to them. Second one, I want to pursue security. Third one, I want to pursue some kind of aesthetic pleasure. It's not enough to have security. One also needs something to make life good. And then finally, how to end all these things, how to end that sense of lack in me. That's the final pursuit. These are the 4 pursuits. And in fact, there are not 4 pursuits. There's only one pursuit. Not knowing that I want to be free, I have all other spin-off pursuits. That's what it is. Now, at this level, where this verse is talking, even the pursuit of moksha is as it were questioned and falsified, because who is running for moksha? The one who has a sense of bondage. The bondage is a sense. It is not a reality. From the standpoint of this level of understanding, bondage is a notion. Like the story of the cows. You know the story of the cows, right? Yeah. You don't know the story of the cows? Vaguely. Okay. Brahmachari and Guru, 2 people in an ashram. Only one student, one teacher. 400 cows. Don't ask why. Okay? This is how the setup is. And then what happened? Then one day, the rope to tie up the cows, the ropes, somebody made off. The brahmachari brought the cows from the watering hole to the stable, and then he tried to tie them to their places. No rope. He panicked. Even if he had ordered on Amazon.com, it would have not come so quickly. Yeah. He wanted it right then. Even with the drone delivery, it would have not come. So what to do? Went to the Guru. Guru, the cows, they will run away. Guru seemed least interested. Said, just pretend to tie them. Pretend to tie each one of them. Yes, pretend to tie them. He thought, oh, forget Vedanta. I think the Guru has put mantra. He's put some mantra on these cows. Because what happened when he pretend tied one cow, it just sat down nicely in its place, chewing the cud, peaceful, not at all restless. He tied cow number 1, cow number 2, cow number 399, cow number 400. All of them tied. And then Guru slept and snored. Brahmachari did not sleep at all. Every half an hour came out from his room to make sure the cows were okay. Very peaceful night the cows had. They were not restless. They didn't try to run away. And the next morning he said, oh, this mantra is wonderful. So he said, let's go. Let's go to the pasture. Let's go to the pond. Let's go to the lake. Come on. Not a single one of them moved. And he said, this mantra is very powerful. He ran up to the Guru. What is the antidote to this mantra? None of them are moving. Because he tried to goad the cow. And it escaped the goad like this, and like this, and like this, and still did not go to the pasture. Refused to get up. Murkha, the Guru said. Did you untie them? What do you mean untie them? I never tied them. Shut up, go and untie them. Each one he pretended to untie. In fact, the cow was ready to go. It was hungry. It wanted to go and bathe in the sun and eat the grass and go drink water. As soon as he untied each of them, they all ran to the water. That is how the jiva is. Yeah. Without rope, there is aropa. What to do? Projection, subjectivity. So I feel I am pretend tied and I am bound. You're not bound, but that's the feeling. So this notion of bondage, which has turned into an ocean of bondage, is corrected by Advaita-Makaranda and other such texts. Yes. Other questions? All right. Let's see. Will we take another photo for the people who missed earlier? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Om Namah Shivaya.